What's up guys, Stark here. In today's video I'm doing a character spotlight for Bryndhilr. Now if you guys can hear my voice, I'm very tired and pretty sick right now, but I did promise you guys a character spotlight, so here we go. So I have her pictures on the screen right now for you guys to see. I really do like her artwork. She's probably got one of my favorite artworks overall as far as like looks go, with all like the bright effects and things like that. I don't really know too much about this character, but she seems pretty cool. So moving on here to her stats, she is a Lancer and a 5-star, so she will go up to level 90, and she will have 11,432 attack and 14,825 HP. Now this will rank her 4th overall in HP and 13th overall in attack. If you do decide to go ahead and max her out, she will end up with 14,514 attack and 18,241 HP. So moving on here to her servant skills. She's got a pretty good set of skills, honestly, and the first one is the Mana Burst Flame B skill, which is a self buff that will increase Buster Card effectiveness for 1 turn and increase Noble Phantasm strength for 1 turn. Now this is a really good skill in my opinion, as her Noble Phantasm is Buster, and she does have a few Buster cards as well, so you could just pop this the turn you're using your Noble Phantasm, or any turn you're going to have like a Buster chain, and you're going to do a ton of damage. And at level 1, it's a 15% increase, and at level 10, it's a 25% increase for the Buster Card effectiveness. And then it will increase your Noble Phantasm strength by 8% at level 1 and 15% at level 10. Moving on here to her second skill is going to be the Primordial Rune skill. Now this will target one enemy and decrease their critical hit rate for 3 turns, and it will also decrease their Noble Phantasm strength. So this is another really good skill. You could just save it and use it when the enemy has a Noble Phantasm, or if they have like a crit buff or something, you can go ahead and use it and, you know, lower their damage. So it's a pretty situational skill, but overall it is very nice. And it's a 30% decrease at level 1 and a 50% decrease at level 10, and then it will also decrease their Noble Phantasm strength by 15% at level 1 and 30% at level 10. So again, it's a really nice skill. It's a bit situational, but still very nice. Moving on here to her third and final skill is going to be the Hero Sidekick C skill, which will target one ally and increase critical star gather rate for that ally for 3 turns, and it will also restore their HP. So this is a really nice skill if you combo it with someone who doesn't have very good critical star gather rate like Karna. If not though, it's a really, it's a pretty good heal with 1,000 HP at level 1 and 3,000 HP at level 10. Unfortunately though, because she has this skill, she lacks any sort of real survivability that most Lancers have. She doesn't have any guts, she doesn't have any, evasion or invincibility skills, but, she does make up it more on the support side, where she can just use this to buff up a character if they need it, and heal them a little bit if they get hit pretty hard in an earlier wave. Moving on here to her class skills, her first skill is going to be the Magic Resistance B skill, which will increase debuff resistance by 17.5%. Her second one is going to be the Riding A skill, which will increase quick card effectiveness by 10%. And finally, she has the Divinity E skill, which will apply damage plus 100. Now moving on here to her Ascension and her skill enhancement materials. For her Ascension, she's going to need some Demon Hearts, some Seeds, and some Lanterns. So again, it's kind of been a trend the last couple of servants. You don't really need a whole lot to max out these servants, which is always really nice because you can save the bigger and, more exclusive materials for other servants. And then for her skill enhancement, she needs more Seeds, Demon Hearts, Feathers, and the Talons. So you need a bit more for her skills, but overall it's still not too bad. Moving on here to her command cards and her Noble Phantasm. She has 2 quick, 1 arts, and 2 buster command cards. So you primarily want to use her in a quick team or a buster team, but in my opinion you want to keep her focused solely on a buster team, unless you're using her as like complete support with, I don't know, like Karna or someone else who she can really benefit being in the same team with. Moving on to her Noble Phantasm, it is a buster card like I said, and it will deal significant damage to a single enemy, and on the overcharge it will deal special damage to beloved enemies, and then it will also increase critical star drop rate of all allies for 3 turns. So this is a nice skill. It does some pretty good damage, and then it also buffs your entire team and helps, go on the crit star drop rate. So this is also a really nice option if you do decide to use her in quick teams as like a support, like I said, because she can help with her Noble Phantasm getting that buff. And there is an interlude quest as well that you can use. It doesn't gain any extra effects, but it will increase the percentages of your damage and the critical star drop rate for your allies, and that bumps it up to 50% where it used to be 30%. So that's a really nice skill if you go ahead and do the interlude quest. But overall, it's not a huge, it's not the best Noble Phantasm, but it's definitely not the worst. So I believe there are 39 enemies if you're counting the Japanese version that have the Beloved trait. So overall, you're going to probably get that special damage off pretty often if you're going against servants. So that does make the Noble Phantasm, just a little bit better. Moving on here to her craft essences. At level 10 bonds, you will unlock the Imperishable Flame, which, while equipped, will increase Buster Card effectiveness of all allies by 10% and HP, or Noble Phantasm gain, rather, by 10% while in the field. So this is a pretty good craft essence in my opinion. It's a variation of the generic 15% increase, so it does throw in an extra effect, but it's not too bad with the Noble Phantasm gain increase. You can definitely work that into your teams. However, until you get that, you can go ahead and throw on the Kaleidoscope craft essence to help speed up your Noble Phantasm rate, or you can just go ahead and focus solely on the damage output and go with the Verdant Sound of Destruction for the 15% increase, or Limit 0 Over for the 25% increase. So yeah guys, that's going to wrap up this video here. I'm still looking for Arjuna friends. I added a few of you guys in the comments below, but I've yet to, have them confirmed. So hopefully I can get that done in the next couple of days, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another character spotlight.
Bryndhilr de Romancia.